All right, we are live. Summer Spring 2005 season. We've got a semifinal matchup between Wisconsin and ERI. First possession to Wisconsin. This is a squad that finished 10-5. Got past the TJs in the first round, going deep to Reggie Wayne, and he gets 29 on Bolger's card. Bolger finished 9th in the regular season in passer rating. Comes up with a nice one there to start us off on the first play of the game. 1st and 10, short pass going to Harrison. 3 men in zone. Moderate blitz, incomplete on Harrison's card. So aggressiveness here to start for Wisconsin. This ERI team calls run, 26% of the time, 8th in the league. That's based on 14 regular season games. They don't have the 15th for ERI for some reason, but close enough. So middle of the pack, that's where you want to be in calling runs. So nicely done there. Off tackle, Foster. Guessed wrong, looking for a nice gain. And he can find it for a big 20 yards. Let's take a look at the Wisconsin defense. Average in the 3-4. 2 fumble rating. ERI, good, 4-3. Wisconsin offense focused on the short game. Finished tops in the league in flat passing, and there you see one on first down to Gates. Antonio Gates. 92 targets in flat pass. Finished 3rd overall in the league. Gets one there for 2nd and 3. Going back to him on a guessed wrong opportunity. Hits the incompletion. Already at the ERI 24. Wisconsin putting immediate pressure on this good D. Seems to me turnovers are the key here. ERI needs to finish about +2. They have the advantage with the good cards. Bolger, prone to fumble, prone interceptions. You got to get him. Long pass, Harrison. Blitz is coming. 6 yards is good enough. Bolger's first down. Wow, on a 3rd and 3 hits the must run. Bolger, not a big must runner in the way we think about him. Finished just 1/2 of one per game. And got one there. Now testing the defensive end. Gets 5 yards as Foster. 2nd and 5. Down to the ERI 13-yard line here. Just 1 yard. 3rd and 4 now from the 12. 6th in red zone efficiency was Wisconsin. A big 4th down conversion team. Nobody did better. On defense, ERI 9th best efficiency. Put to the test right here on 3rd and 4. Off tackle, Foster guessed wrong. Needs 4 yards. Gonna get help. No help. 4th and 2. Again, this team loved to go for it. Nobody went for it more often than Wisconsin. And here they go. 4th and 2. On 4th and 1 to 2 yards. This is a team that flat passed 74% of the time. Has the option to do that here. It's a huge percentage. And there you go. Flat pass right on cue. Gets it for 8 yards. First and goal from the 2. Team that likes the off tackle on 1st and goal. Let's see if they stick with it here. Does not. Short pass. Gates. Guessed wrong. Incomplete. Always taking a chance. And Greg joins us. Welcome, Greg. Trying to unmute your mic. It's not letting me. Maybe it's happening on your side. Love to add your commentary if possible. Off tackle. Guessed right. Now goes to the off tackle on 2nd and goal. Needs help. Doesn't get it. Shane Oliva, is that how you pronounce that? Something. Has missed 2 blocks in the red zone. Bring up a 3rd and goal from the 2 for Wisconsin. Short pass. Guess wrong. Harrison. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Impressive first drive for Wisconsin. Converts a 4th down along the way. Janikowski on for the extra point. He hits it. And it's 7-0 Wisconsin here, about just short of halfway through first quarter. This Wisconsin D called run 35% of the time. That's good for 6th in the league. So 2 moderate run callers. ERI finished tops, number 1 seed. They did it by flat passing themselves and running. Number 1 in the league in small ball, 76% of the time was ERI running or flat passing. And now they're facing a Wisconsin 3-4. So that served to help. There's a man in zone. Gets nice help from 6 blocker Reuben Brown, 2nd and 3. Danian Tomlinson finished 2nd in the league in line bucks, 6th in the league in off tackles, 5th in the league in end run attempts. So big runner. And every type of run, he was toward the top of the league. Here gets 5 yards on a look-in. And the small ball fest is well on its way here for ERI. Finished last in the league at long pass attempts, just 3% of the time. First and 10. 2 men in zone on this look-in. Goes to the offensive card. Successful for 9 yards. 2nd and 1. Stage 3-4. Tomlinson in the backfield. Plenty of carries for Tomlinson. Goes off tackle to him. Gets 3 yards and a first down. Out to the ERI 44. Predictably, ERI finished toward the top of the league in time possession, 2nd. Holding the ball 55% of the time. Finished 2nd in field position at +5. Pass. Blitz is coming. Gets 12 yards. Oh, avoids the INT. ERI did a good job of avoiding INTs throughout the year. 3rd best in the league at just 0.6 INTs per game. Now into Wisconsin territory. Incomplete on first down. Would have been intercepted if he would have double teamed the right guy. Instead, 2nd and 10. Second and 10, big flat passer, outsized versus the rest of the league. But overall, just 35% here, so it mixes it up. Like most teams do on 2nd and 10. You usually don't find a big tendency there. The only one that sticks out is the flat pass. This time goes short to Kinney, 12 yards on Johnson's card. Big first down conversion to the Wisconsin 32. This average Wisconsin defense finished 2nd in the league with just 273 yards per game, despite finishing 14th overall in guess margin. No 5-yard gain on first down. So Wisconsin didn't guess particularly well, but overall, but still managed good defensive yard statistics somehow. Interesting. Two men in zone, incomplete. So we're seeing a lot of men in zone here for Wisconsin on the flat pass. That's something that they did all year long. Wisconsin led the league. Nobody higher in flat pass men in zone and look-in pass men in zone on their defense. So it's a very interesting matchup. Sets up well. On this 3rd and 5, stays in the 3-4 versus the 2 tight. Very interesting to go 2 tight and not spread them out. Off tackle. Tomlinson looking for a block. Not going to get anything. 4th and 5. Here comes the ERI kicker, who's 27 out of 32 from this range, and he hits it at the tail of his range on the 8. A little bit better than average. Good field position for Wisconsin because Mathis has done a really great job returning kicks for Wisconsin all year long. And the 32-yard return there. 4th best in the league, averaging 27 yards per return. First down, 8 yards for Foster. 2nd and 2. Sean Foster out of UCLA. He's joined by Lorenzo Neal in the backfield. 2nd and 2. 1:48 left first quarter. 7-3 Wisconsin leads. And they have the ball. They're going to get 3 yards. That's enough for a first down to the Erie 49-yard line. Wisconsin back into Erie territory here on their second possession as we wind down the clock here in the first. Looking past Gates. 6 is there. Gets 4 yards, 2nd and 6. You see the elevated INT there for Bulger. Guess right, flat pass 2 through 5, 12. That is a problem. Looking past Gates. 6 yards. That's not a problem. First down up to the 39. Wisconsin on the move again. This Erie defense finished 3rd in the league, just behind Wisconsin, at 276 yards per game. In terms of points, Erie was number 1 at 14.4. Back to pro set, off tackle, Foster, guess right this time. Looking for the defensive card if you're Wisconsin. And could we have a fumble here? We do. There you go. Bulger's fumbles. Instead, Erie needs 2 of these. Needs to be +2. And gets 1. 4.5 for Bulger. On a snap fumble and gets the 4. So it's a well-deserved snap fumble for Bulger. And comes right back with an interception to Wisconsin on the long pass with nobody back there. A 2 through 4 pick. Gets it, he scores! Touchdown Wisconsin on the return. Wow. Didn't see that one coming. It's a very rare long pass with nobody in zone is intercepted. Janikowski on for the extra point. He hit every extra point. It's good. A little talk coming from Erie, back from Bush. These are 2 guys who like to make note of when fortune doesn't go their way. So we should see a little bit of back and forth. 14-3. Out to the 40-yard line. 2 tight. Off tackle Tomlinson guessed wrong. Nose tackle stops him for 4. 2nd down. So Erie, who gives up 14.4 per game, has given up 14 just 16 minutes in, 17 minutes in to the game. Now 10 yards. Puts Erie quickly into Wisconsin territory. These teams are moving the ball. Erie, third best offense at 330 yards per game. Short pass gets wrong to T.O. Looking for the receiver card. Gets an incompletion on Johnson's card, 2nd and 10. These are teams that don't fool many people with their passing. You don't really get caught with your pants down by either squad. Erie just gets 0.4 long passes guessed wrong per game. That's 14th in the league. I've got 2 short passes in a row. Can he complete this one? Yes, for 17. Wisconsin, 13th in the league at just 0.5 long pass guessed wrong attempts per game on offense. It gives up a league worst 1.7 on defense. That's Wisconsin. 1st and 10 from Wisconsin 29, down 14-3. Short pass again, guessed wrong on incomplete on Johnson's card. Oh my, 2nd and 10 from the Wisconsin 29, 11:42 left, 2nd quarter. Badgers, presumably with a 14-3 lead. I think that's their nickname. End run guessed right for Tomlinson. Needs help from his guard. He's going to get it. Ruben Brown, another big block, 3rd and 2. Erie on 3rd and 2s. Likes to go end run when he runs, but generally also likes to go look in. In this case, he goes off tackle for 8. Anthony Adams prevents the touchdown. Probably went inside there because he was thinking 2-down territory on that 3rd and 2. Now set up. 2 men in zone at another time. The 2 men in zone is sort of thwarted by the offensive card. 2nd and 2 now from the 5. It was a look-in pass. 8-yard gain. Full house. Michael Turner joins Tomlinson as your runner. It's a linebucker to Turner. He gets 3 down to the 2-yard line. That's a 1st and goal. Erie looking to punch it in. They had struggles in the red zone, but looking like they're in good shape right now. 14th in the league in red zone offense. Tomlinson going to get there. Yes, touchdown. Erie is in, makes it 14-9. Erie also did not miss an extra point throughout the year and hits it there. And then we'll see Mathis again, most likely. And he goes another 32 yards to put Wisconsin out to the 44. Wisconsin, 2nd in the league in offensive field position. Average start from their 33-yard line. They finished 8th in margin, though, because they were not so good in opponent field position. Matching the 33-yard line. So a 0 margin was 8th in the lead. Foster gets 5 yards thanks to Goff. 2nd and 5. Short pass Harrison. He's doubled up. Looking for the pick. Doesn't get it. Incomplete. 3rd and 5 now for Wisconsin. Again, notorious number 1 in the league and going for it on 4th down, but they don't really run typically in 3rd and medium. Usually go flat pass. Let's see what they do here from midfield. I figure if high 4th down winning teams run a lot in 3rd medium. Yeah, he goes looking. Going to get just 2. Classic position where Wisconsin goes for it. With the lead here, though, yeah, they don't hesitate. Pro set, 4th and 3. 23 of these opportunities during the regular season went small ball 78% of the time, which is an outsized amount and a lot of flat passing. Goes looking. Needs 3. Can't get it. Turnover on downs. Erie takes possession. They finished middle of the pack in that down and distance, 4th and 3 to 5, 57% on offense, 8th in the league. And there, the coin flip does not work out in their favor. Erie was giving up 60%, 10th in the league on defense. 1st and 10 now for Erie. From their own 49. Short pass, Kinney. Incomplete on Kinney's card. Incomplete on anybody's card except the halfback. 1st and 10. Turns to 2nd and 10. 6:36 left in the half. Fast-paced first half here. We're just 20 minutes into the game, and we're barreling towards halftime. End run, get strong. Tomlinson opportunity. Looking for a big one. Gets it. And he does not get a nice long gain roll, though. So not in the end zone. Into the red zone to the, 13 or something? Yes, to the Wisconsin 13. 38 yards for Tomlinson. Can Erie punch this into the end zone? Line buck. Center makes the block for 4 yards. Erie came up empty 21% of the time in the red zone, but not this time. A touchdown. Reggie Brown guessed right. And Erie takes the lead. Down 14-3 early. Storms back with 2 scores. Extra point by Peterson is good. Mathis trots back onto the field for Wisconsin here at 17-14. 5:06 left. Touchback. Mathis heads back to the sideline and puts Wisconsin in not ideal field position at their own 20. We've had a good one so far, folks. As I try to unmute Greg's mic unsuccessfully. 3 wide versus 3-3-5. Flat pass out to Foster, gets 4. We got some severe thunderstorms barreling in here, so, if I lose power, then we will not be broadcasting, obviously. So if I go dark all of a sudden, that's why. Here in Chesapeake Bay region, Virginia. Short pass, Reggie Wayne, 4-man in zone, incomplete. Against that stout, good defense. 3rd and 6. Short pass, Harrison. On this 3rd down, can't find it. And Wisconsin's probably punting here. Yeah, Leckler's on. Erie finished 5th in punt returns. But this time, they don't get a chance. Great punt for Wisconsin. Finished number 1 in the league in average during the year. At the 2nd highest carded average, but finished actual average number 1. So, flip the field position as a result. Erie takes over with the lead. 3:36 left, first half. 17-14 Erie from their own 18. Tomlinson 6 yards, guessed wrong, 2nd and 4. $35 yards. This time, Anthony Adams 5 doesn't help him. Up to the Wisconsin 41. Tomlinson 120 first half yards. 10 yards carry. Short pass Owens. He's doubled up. Incomplete. Up against the 6. Would have made the play anyway, but incomplete. Makes it 2nd and 10. 2:06 now left. From the Wisconsin 41. Look in pass. Guessed wrong. 2 men in zone. Back over to the card of the offense. Would have been an interception on defense, most likely. Instead, 12 yards and tough roll for Wisconsin up to the 29. 3 times 2 men in zone by my count that have all gone to the offensive card for this ERI offense. Might see some complaining rolling in here. Let's see what we get. Maybe. Maybe not. Let's hope not. 1st and 10. Oh, there it is. Let's see. Okay, no. Some reverse schlep rock, if you will. ERI chimes in. Okay. 1st and 10 from the 29. 2-minute warning is where we stand. 3 timeouts for both sides. Tomlinson is the lone setback. Off tackle Tomlinson. Nobody home. Just gets a yard, though. Tomlinson fumbled 4 times in the regular season, despite the minimum fumbles, all those carries he had. Lost 2 of them. Johnson fumbled 9 times, 4th highest in the league. As you see, his snap fumble of 7.7. Turner checks in as the lone setback on this 2nd and 9. 1:30 left in the half. Off tackle, Turner guessed right. Going to get some help from... Not going to get help. Couldn't make the block. Why couldn't he make the block? Did he go right? I guess he went right. Yeah. Right tackle can't make the block. Left tackle would have made the block. Third and 6. A pretty big missed block there. On this 3rd and 6 now, as you scan Johnson's card, he's got a 6 and a 7 there on the flat pass. Goes looking, 2-man, Greg Lewis, 4 yards, 4th and 2. Wisconsin likely to use one of their timeouts here. Does not. Peterson on for the kick. He hits it right down the middle. 2014. ERI leads getting the ball, I believe, at the half. And 22 seconds to go, 80 yards. How do you get that done with this team? Oh, it's not easy. Foster taken out of his big gain, I think, is an end run for 70. Goes 3 wide. How do you make the math work here if you're Wisconsin? This turnover percentage is a little bit daunting. Yeah, there it is. Interception right on cue. Your humble announcer calls it from the 50. ERI takes it back 4 yards. So ERI now with a chance from the Wisconsin 46. 15 seconds left. Peterson, as a kicker for ERI, goes as long as the 41. Longest in the set. Doesn't do it very well. Just 6 out of 36. But he does go that long. And, 1 second left in the half is when you kind of attempt that. Turner in the ball game. Expect to see some Turner here. And there he is. Turner. He can help. He can. Up to that 41-yard line. So hits the fringe of the zone with 8 seconds left. One more play for ERI to get a little bit more comfortable and out of variable range for Peterson. Let's see who he goes with here. It's Johnson and Turner. As the thunder rumbles outside my home. 2nd and 5. End run guessed right. Looking for negative yards. Can he get negative? Can't get negative. 1 yard. And let's see if Peterson trots on for his 6 out of 36 field goal attempts. Not within range to up his variable. That might affect the decision of ERI here. Yeah, it does. So he sticks too tight. It gets a 3.26. So free reign to look for the plus 83 here from Turner. Up against these zeros, you had a couple different ways to get there. And here you go. Turner finds it. 47 touchdown. There you go. So he had the 12 on his own card, and we noticed those zeros. That offered another route, and he scores. So you see the card sort of playing out, not the way they should on paper. I mean, it's still a long shot play, but you got to cover those off. You got to cover those off. Flat pass wasn't going to beat you there. Yeah, Butch, I mean, unbelievable, but believable. Very believable. You had zeros out there. Got to cover it up. Well, in any event, ends the half with a score and ERI in command here. Sort of. Because Wisconsin has moved the ball really well. And the game has flipped once. As the strap ball touchdown is scored. Classic strap ball, as ERI points out. Kind of feasted on that all year with Barber. It was good. If you put a linebacker in zone, doesn't matter what the rating is, they're not getting 47. You know, that's the thing. So you can't draw your way out of those linebackers. So onside kick for Wisconsin, incomplete, so to speak. ERI will start their own 44. So ERI has him here on the ropes, and Wisconsin punched their way out of the corner because they are backed up here. Tomlinson starts it off with a 7-yard gain. A healthy 7-yard gain to make it 2nd and 3. From the Wisconsin 37, blocking back formation with Tomlinson. Short yardage, flat pass. That is going to be a 1-yard gain, excuse me. The 6 downgraded to a 5, but the 5 white die results in the lesser result of +1 instead of +6. So that's up a 3rd and 2. And what is sort of proven to be 2-down territory here for ERI. Flat pass, 1 man in zone, guessed wrong. Opportunity, gets 13 yards, does LT. To the Wisconsin 23. Well, if you're Wisconsin right now, you're looking for that Brad Johnson snap fumble. Tomlinson going to get 3 yards. It's worth noting Culpepper, the backup, isn't any better. He's a 9 snap fumble. You see Johnson 7. Off tackle Tomlinson. Going to get yards off that end again, 9 yards. 1st and 10 to the 11. Against short yardage, the tackle makes that block. Boy, the offensive line has come through maybe 80% of the time for ERI, and now they set up a 2nd and 4 from the Wisconsin 5. 11:06 left, 3rd quarter. Wisconsin trying to hold on. Down 13 right now. 4 men in zone, incomplete. Guess wrong, short pass. Sets up a 3rd and 4. Before the rain comes down too hard, I should probably take my smoked turkey off the smoker. So I'm going to do that in a moment here after this drive. Touchdown. It is 33-14, trying to make it 34-14. We'll be back in just a moment. And we're back. Just to see a pick here. Bolger picked on the defensive card. And we may officially have a runaway win. Down 14-3. It's been all ERI since then. Hamilton gets 5. 5:42 left third quarter here, picking it back up from the ERI 29-yard line. 2nd and 8. Tomlinson with just 8 rushes left. Short pass, Tio. 10 yards. To the ERI 41 now, 1st and 10. Back to Tio. He misses on his card, guessed wrong. Plenty of goodies on there. 2nd and 10. Back to Tomlinson, loses a yard. 3rd and long. So it looked like Wisconsin was on a drive to try to claw back into it, but stymied by that good pass D. Three wide here. Short pass, Reggie Brown guessed wrong, incomplete. Punter will trot on the field. Wisconsin does not have a punt return touchdown on the card. Long of 37. Doesn't matter because the punt bounces. Three minutes left in the third. Down 21. Starting from their own 10. Wisconsin has a pretty significant hole to dig themselves out of here. Starts with an end run to Foster, looking for the biggie, gets the other side of it. Gets 22 instead of 70. Long pass, Gates incomplete. Avoids the INT. Boljo certainly capable of long pass success. 9th best long pass in the set, which puts him just slightly less than average for the 16-team Summer Sprint League. 1 yard for Foster, 3rd and 9. If you take away INTs, if you don't care about INTs right now, he moves up a lot. So, of course, you always care about them, but short pass, Gates. 4th and 9. We'll see Wisconsin go most likely here. No, punting away. Leckler. From the 13 is Pearman. And does he hold on to the ball is the only question we have here. He does. Returns it for 15. And Erie takes over. Short pass, 15 yards. Sets up what is likely the last play of the third quarter. From the Erie 43, 1st and 10. Off tackle, loses a yard. We head to the fourth. Erie leads 35-14 with the ball on their own 42, 2nd and 11. Stays blocking back. Goes deep. Tio misses on his card. Ooh, Tio, another chance. A couple big guess wrong misses from Tio here. Blocking back formation. Tomlinson up the gut for 5. As his carries dwindle. Sets up 4th and 6. Erie happy to punt it away. especially knowing there's not a threat back there. Troy Walters out of Stanford. Seems like he let it bounce. Seemed that way to me. Yeah. So 1st and 10 from the 3 for Wisconsin. Flat pass Gates, trying to avoid the loss. Does so. Gets 7. Second and 3, long pass incomplete. Brings up a 3rd and 3. Off tackle Foster. 8 yards, first down. Clock at 12:18 here in the 4th. Other matchup on the other side is the Arsenal Football Club takes on the Draycott Middies. I believe we'll see you on a broadcast tomorrow night for that. Long pass Harrison, he's doubled up. Complete. Yeah, it's just a 3-score game, so you still got to be on your toes here. If you are ERI, 4 scores, you might be extremely relaxed and not even bother doubling. But 3 scores in the playoffs, you're paying attention. 2nd and 10. Short pass, Stokely, 3 men in zone. Looking for that long gain. You can find it on 12, I think it is. Can't find it. Gets 17. Up to the 35. 3 wide. Flat pass Foster. Loses 2. 2nd and 12. Looking for Gates here. Finds him for 10. Sets up 3rd and 2. Blocking back with Foster. Short pass Wayne, incomplete. 4th and 2. Clock now under 10 minutes. From the Wisconsin 43, Foster is in a blocking back formation behind Neal. Not double teamed, everybody else is. Foster with a good opportunity gets a long gain for just 30, though. Oof. Needed to get in there. Needed in. In. Needed 57. That was the roll of 9. But instead he got the roll of 7 for just 30 yards, up to the ERI 27-yard line. ERI last in the finals 2 years ago. Faced my Rochester Jeffersons. Rochester won that game. Looking to get back to the finals here. And Butch will be right back. As the thunder rumbles and bumbles, all about. Let's take a look at the weather and see what I'm talking about. Just hearing thunder. The rain really has not done anything. I'm up here. I'm not down there. I'm up here. So To our south, this massive cell. Doesn't look very nice, very Bowie here, but no big winds, they say. So might get brushed by the top end of it. Blocking back formation. Short pass gates, 3 men. Incomplete. This I would consider to be a decisive drive. It's do or die here for Wisconsin, barring some very weird plays. It's going to need to be pretty damn weird anyway to come back into it, but extremely weird. Faces a 3rd and 7. Draw to Foster. Gets that 1 die. So instead of a 4th and 1, it's a 4th and 2 as a result of the 1 die. From the 19. Flat pass. Reggie Wayne gets it for 5. To the ERI 14. Short pass Harrison to 4-minute zone. 11 yards to the 3. Clock now under 7 minutes. 6:36 left. First and goal from the 3 will be followed up by a onside attempt. Off tackle Foster. Needs a touchdown first, though. Does Foster get in there? Yes. So no reason to go for 2. Janikowski hasn't missed all year. Now we're going to wait this extra point and then the onside kick. Here we go, onside. Whose ball is it? It is. It is ERI's ball. Another very generic roll. Last time an 8 roll. This time a 7 roll. Johnson is your only choice for snap fumbles, folks. That's what you're hunting for. Comes up 9.25 there. No, comes up 5.22 there versus the 7.7. Lots of 900s this time, but loss. 3rd and 9. Clock to 4:48. Third and 9, what feels like could be the game. Not really, though. Short pass guessed wrong. It's another miss by Owens on his card. Guessed wrong. Oh, the second short pass miss. Nah, times like this, you want a punt returner. Wisconsin does not have one. 60 yards out is Conan. T.O. could have put the game away. Here comes the block. Does not put the block on. Coffin corner was 47 yards. That's too far. Why not put the block on there? You can get it, even though there's no block on the card. I don't think we're going to see a fake. 3 wide versus 3-3-5. Looking for Stokely. He's doubled up, incomplete. 3:54 left in the 4th quarter. Down 14. Long pass, Stokely, 2 men back. Bolger just misses. 3rd and 10. Short pass, Foster, 3-man in zone. Misses on this card. 4th and 10. Ball game now, yet again for Wisconsin. Do or die. Short pass to a double-teamed Marvin Harris. Incomplete. That'll do it. ERI will go on to face Draycott or Arsenal. Take a look at regular season results. Draycott plays the 3-4. ERI versus Draycott, was it one of their losses? It was not. 27-20 win. Outgained him. Held Portis in check. Against Arsenal, also won by 7 points in the 20s. Larry Johnson had a pretty good game. Well, 1 run anyway. Plummer with 2 picks in that one. Time for the field goal at the warning. Good. That'll put it out of reach. Squib kicks. Down 17. Gets 11. Yeah, it's missing us. Look at that. You can hear it like nobody's business, but not going to get it. Harrison on the deep ball gets 34. Antonio Gates from 13 yards out. Misses. 2nd and 10. Down to a minute left. I would say Draycott is the toughest carded team in the league, despite amassing 6 losses. They are ferocious offense with Palmer. As good as Palmer is, Portis has played better, thanks to Palmer, really. Defense runs good average, but in a 3-4 variety, which I think is what you want to avoid if you are you want to avoid 3-4. Arsenal goes 4-3, given all the flat passes by Brad Johnson. Foster looking for 19. Can he get it? No man in zone. No man in zone. Got a chance. 17. Turnover on downs. And they'll kneel it out. We will stick around to see if anybody else joins the broadcast here. As we peruse the box score. Pretty even game from a yardage perspective. And yards per play perspective, Erie had a nice edge. Interception return for a touchdown helped things for Wisconsin. Lost the fumble and 2 interceptions, so it was +2 for Erie. Said they were looking for, and they got it. Will we have any joiners here? Go check out the weather. Nobody's here when I get back. We will move on. Nobody's here. We'll sign off. I think we're on again tomorrow night. See you then, everybody.